So maybe not everybody knows this, but me and Anthony are only half of the Dynamic Discs media department. We handle most of the videos, but the graphic design team is made up of Kevin and Jacob. And Jacob we also most of the time just call Temp. And they both play disc golf. Anthony and I play disc golf. Kevin played pretty well at a pro tournament a few weeks ago. And so after that, the graphic design team started talking a little bit of smack. There's talks of a challenge of graphic design versus video media. And so a couple days ago, we decided to see how that went down.
So this whole thing started because I don't know how to keep my mouth shut. Going into the round, I was pretty confident. I only play a couple times a year, but in this case, I'd played 3 times in the past week, so I was feeling myself.
Going into the challenge round, I felt pretty confident. I was just coming off of a pretty good tournament, and I thought they had no chance, to be honest.
Going into the challenge round, I was feeling as confident as I pretty much possibly could be. I know that Danny's my partner, and he's really good, and I've never been scared of Kevin and Temp on a disc golf course.
I knew that Kevin was going to be pretty stout competition, but Temp is usually either really good or really bad, but I know he throws really far, so definitely a dangerous competitor to play against. Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Oh boy, will we.
So Temp threw this forehand, and the camera decided just not to do whatever it was supposed to do. I don't know what that was. He ended up just outside the circle, pin high left-ish.
I think the camera was just saving us
from
having to watch such ugly sidearms.
This was just sawed off a little bit from Kevin. We had a lot more wind than it looked like.
Right.
It was blasting right to left for us. Maybe a little bit of tail, but mostly right to left.
Yeah. And I mean, you're not kidding. I would guess probably 20 mile an hour sustained winds.
Yeah.
It was very windy.
Here, this was short out of my hand. I knew it was short, but I hoped it filtered through the branches, and it did okay. It just ended up circle's edge short.
What were you throwing?
That was a bio verdict. Temp for their birdie, as expected. Kevin, as less expected.
Right. Is it possible that we just go 18 for 18? Okay, well,
no.
We still have the chance. Hold on.
That was also expected. Oh.
Expected times 4.
That was so close to going in, though.
Yeah.
Still with the right to left wind, Kevin and Temp went up the gut here. I thought they would go big hyzer because, I mean, Temp certainly has the power to get there. Kevin does, too.
I think Kevin was trying to.
Oh, way wide?
Yeah, I think he meant to throw that on more hyzer and wider, but the wind just got a hold of it, so I got super scared. This is my most overstable enforcer, and I threw it up the middle expecting to go way left because I didn't want to be by Kevin.
You successfully went way left. This is my most overstable defender. I was trying to go way out around that pine tree, and it just came out way early. I don't know what was going on. My throw was not feeling good for these first few holes.
What pine tree, dude?
Yeah,
it's not even
branches.
there.
It's fine. At least we got farther than halfway down the fairway. Yeah, we ended up just barely outside the circle short, right by that tree. And from here, you saw on Temp's shot there, right as it started to fade, it just got lifted by that wind. So Kevin's smart to go with the forehand. That's not too far away.
Yeah, those bushes are probably 15, 20 maybe.
I thought this putt was in, and it just dropped.
Get slammed.
Straight down. You didn't have that issue, though.
Mama, we made it. We did it.
There was excessive smack talk on the card during this round.
Oh, yeah. Luck. All luck on that. All luck. Good catch by the basket.
This is pretty straightforward sidearm hole. That was lucid excavator?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to just make sure that even if I did turn it into the wind on accident, that it would be overstable enough to fight out and just give us a look no matter what.
Yeah. That was just lucid X felon from me. Just didn't throw it hard enough. Temp's got so much power, he has to go down to a standstill. And tried to back off too much, I guess. Just threw it in the ground.
Straight skip. Kevin's going stiletto, I believe. Just super overstable.
I think Temp went criminal.
Either that or a felon. Yeah, I'm not sure.
So we had left to right tailwind here, and I tried to throw it like at the flag, and it just dropped straight in.
This is one that feels good to get when you're by yourself, but if you're playing doubles, it's one of the gotta get birdies out here.
This hole here is in the par 4, so it's way down there. This was the Maverick. For me, I expected it to turn and like go farther right, but it just didn't. We thought I was safe in the creek, but I was actually OB.
Right, and this is very lucky because I thought you were safe, and so I just decided to take a Raider and go full sendies and just see what happened.
What happened on your drive for hole 4?
Hole 4, we were into a probably at that time 15 to 20 mile an hour headwind, and I threw what I thought was a fairly stable Raider, and as you'll see, I flipped it over, missed the Mando, but it kept going and going, missed all the trees, and we found it on hole 6's tee pad.
Freaking smashed it though. Like,
Yeah, probably the farthest throw of the day.
yeah.
Unfortunately, he's not on the fairway. He's not on the next hole's fairway. He's on the next hole's fairway.
I don't know how Kevin's shot lifted. It was on hyzer and left to right, and it just got lifted straight
It
up
was
into
like
the branches.
it was pushing forward and then lifted. It was nuts.
So they're way back here. They're playing for 4 at best,
And-
unless this works out.
This is one of the best shots. That's probably 360 from there
Yeah.
at a really weird angle. That's a
Trying to skip up the hill. That was great.
yeah.
Your shot ended up probably only about 100 feet short of the basket, if that.
Yeah, maybe a little longer with the uphill and stuff. It was
Yeah.
just past the short basket. They were kind of razzing me. They said you were way long, so I tried to throw it short and threw it way short.
This is the putt they had after Kevin's flick. That was a great shot.
Right, after like 120 off the tee. This is for birdie.
You can tell they want it. They're trying to get a lead early.
Also still out, boys. Dang it. In my face.
Cleaning up the birdie here. That's a good birdie to get, even in doubles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's probably one of the harder holes out here.
This is probably one of the second harder
This
holes.
is also up there, yes.
This is right at 400 feet. Just tunnel the whole way. You were going safe and just got the worst kick.
Yeah, I threw it a little bit high.
I
and-
was never even entertaining safe. I didn't even think about it.
Right, it was behind my head, but mine kind of hit the ground and then just stood up and flip-flopped its way right into the creek.
Going into hole 5, my confidence had never been lower. It is my least favorite hole, not only on Peter Pan, but in all of Emporia, Kansas, and maybe on this side of the Mississippi. And after watching all 3 of them hit the trees and go out of bounds, I thought that I was sure to follow, but me somehow sneaking through all those trees is probably my favorite shot of the round.
We were talking, if all of us just hit the trees and win OB, we'd just redo everything.
Yeah, movie
But-
magic.
And then Temp had to just ruin it and throw a lace shot pin high down there.
Finesse golfer Temp.
That was a solid flick, though. We thought that was deep.
Yeah, that felt really good. Those rives go 4.
This drop zone is probably like 310 or so,
Yeah.
maybe a little longer. I thought I was parked, and I was like 30 short. So I guess I just wasn't throwing forehands very far that day. This is the putt they had from Temps for 2 strokes on us.
Yeah, this one is like, it's like a par 3.5. 3 feels good, 4 doesn't feel great, but 2 feels incredible.
We were playing doubles, so I scored it as a 3.
Yeah.
And the pattern of me missing putts and you making them right after me continues.
We got a good thing going here.
Hole 6 here is up like underneath those trees, so it's a tricky par 3. I like the forehand idea if you can kind of skip up to be looking at it.
Yeah, the shape for a forehand is great. If you get a forehand there, I always worry that because of the slope of the hill, you're just going to send yourself 40 feet down the hill. I've also never gotten a sidearm there to test this.
Same, yeah. Temp got a roll to the right that was out enough to be in the open somewhat. Kevin was in the garbage on the left side. You went Maverick here?
Yep, Lucid X Maverick.
Okay, just straight. Parked the old position, which is like a jump putt. I went Fusion X Maverick. I thought this would turn more.
They're stable.
That did not entertain flipping all the way over.
Temp, after hitting a gap, says, forget this, the biggest gap is in the sky.
And forgot that there was wind.
Yeah.
That shot works in no wind. It was just so strong coming, I believe, from the left, kind of tailwind here, that
Yep.
it just crashed it. Kevin tried to float a putter through the gap and just left it low. So this is the putt we had from mine. There used to be a branch that stuck out like right in front of the basket.
Yep. Somehow losing that branch didn't make it any easier to make this putt. The ceiling is still just so low.
Mm-hmm. Almost like we had a gap to aim for before.
Right.
Nice putt from Champ.
Good
Stopping
catch.
the bleeding. From the knee.
I know they always talk about golf being a game where you're playing against the course rather than the other people, but these baskets sure seem to be favoring them.
Yeah. Here, this hole, we had straight right to left wind. And so we were trying to hang it way out to the right with something with low glide.
Hole 7, just easy hyzer shot. I just hung it out a touch too wide, and it caught the hill perfectly to where it just kind of stopped right where it landed. If that is a foot to the left, it skips right under the basket, and we get a much needed birdie there.
Yeah, because neither of us were like rolling on birdies now. We weren't like, none of us were like doing well. We weren't stringing them together, I guess.
Right. I feel like we're coming off, like we were talking about, probably two of the harder birdies in the last 3 holes, and so coming out of there with just a bunch of pars doesn't feel great, but it doesn't feel as bad as your left pec probably feels right now.
That one hurt. I don't know what was going on with my timing, but I hit myself very hard in the left side of my chest. Okay, is this is really OB?
Right now it's not.
No.
And then right now it probably is.
Yeah, it's mud, and like as the wind blew, it would turn into water or not.
Right.
I don't know. Let us know in the comments whether that disc should be OB. So we played my shank over here. We're just pitching up for a par. This is from Kevin's drive because Temp had a headwind. And that putt dropped.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got kind of like a tailwind coming off their left shoulder here.
Kevin got the height right, which is the hard part, but just missed it right. This is a Justice 300 feet on a flick from Temp. He's got the power to do that, but he just didn't hang it out to the left, just a little early. Stiletto from Kevin.
Plenty left.
Pretty much perfect. I don't think he'd played this tee-pad before, had he?
I'm not sure.
Huh.
I'm going EMAC Truth. This one normally will flip up for me, but I just didn't quite compensate for the wind coming off the lake. Or I guess pond is probably more right.
Yeah.
The ocean to the left of us.
This is a new Fusion X Felon that I thought would go a little bit farther, but it's not super overstable, but it doesn't have quite as much glide, so I need to beat it in a little bit. On Peter Pan, a lot of times, you can not feel the wind, but your disc does.
Yes.
Like the T-pads are protected. Just you making a putt after I miss it again.
Casual.
We don't need to really worry about that too much.
We've seen it before.
Yeah. Kevin cleaning up birdie there. Temp was going for, I think, the wider forehand gap here.
Yeah.
Made it through the tricky part and then hit a iron leaf. Kevin just early release.
So, you know how I said I didn't compensate for the wind last time? Mm-hmm. I decided to do the exact same thing with the exact same disc and not compensate for the wind and just cruise by the basket.
Yeah, I mean, technically you gave it an ace run, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I'm just trying to make putts from the tee pad was all.
I've been liking this big forehand line, especially with a tailwind. I thought I could get it there, and I just got it a little bit wide, and it clipped those branches.
Yeah, they're kind of in a weird spot where they have to go up and over this bush with a strong tailwind, which is just trying to slam the disc.
So this is from your drive.
Probably, I don't know, 40, 45 long maybe.
But I missed it, so...
Psych.
What the heck, dude?
Sorry.
You're supposed to just make everything.
My bad. I didn't check my email.
I'll just start putting off the tee pad, and then you'll just make it. This basket is in the right position, where I don't think we filmed it before. Kevin got creative here, going high gap, even though there's plenty low.
Right, there is a low straight line. I like the high sidearm. That's why I decided to go for the low straight shot.
Gotcha.
And miss to show that clearly the high sidearm's the shot.
I don't know how you got that kick off of that sidewalk here. So I went with a standstill. I've been working on my standstill. Okay, I haven't actually been working on it, but I've been deciding to work on it. I've been like, I'm going to work on my standstill, and then done nothing about it, but I still decided to do it differently this time.
That's step one.
Yeah.
Is admitting you have a problem. Oh, I thought you got that one. that looked good.
Your putter did hardly hit the ground today.
Yeah, it was feeling all right.
This is, I believe, a new placement for 11 as well. It's like a...
It's a new tee pad.
Yeah.
It's in the short pin, but the tee pad you can see is probably 40, 45 behind the old one.
Yeah, so you have to hit the gap and then just get it straight without finishing left into the creek. I thought I threw that perfectly. I thought it was laced.
Right.
And then it just dropped.
Slam. Kevin, I think this is a shield, if I remember correctly.
This is parked is what it is. That is a beautiful shot.
Yeah, this was a really tricky wind kind of coming off that pond. You want to get something that's going to hold...
Wind's going to have to be trickier than that.
Excuse me. Yeah, we need more wind for this guy. Where the wind kind of wants to push, but you want to throw something stable to slightly overstable that turns and then fights. It was a tricky shot.
Yeah. Here we got 12, a peninsula hole. I'm just trying to throw a forehand at the basket, fade to be circle's edge right. Faded a little early, ended up just outside that, but not bad.
Yeah, this was a weird scenario for me where, like, your shot was already better than my best case scenario. And so it's like, I'm going to try, but I know I'm not getting there.
This is, Temp brought a longbowman specifically for number 12 at Peter Pan.
That's aggressive.
As it was destined to be.
As if it was going anywhere else.
He said that one was usually pretty overstable, but I would say he grabbed the wrong one, but it was clearly marked.
Right, obviously.
Yeah. This was perfect.
Yeah, that's such... that shot is so much trickier than he just made that look.
Kevin didn't run it for some reason. It's almost like he likes his discs.
God, imagine. We were joking about that bag of Doritos.
Yeah, and then you hit it.
And then I just was paying attention to it and hit it.
Yeah, these are fancy garbage cans they have on the courses now.
Right. Really effective.
This is a relatively new pin. It's a tee pad. It's a double mando. Not that double mando. I missed the line by a lot. This is an evader that I threw, but the water on the left comes into play pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Hole 13, double mando. Danny and Anthony both threw pretty bad drives, probably their worst drives of the day, and Temp and I followed those up with our worst drives of the day, so I really wish we could get that hole back.
We talked about it earlier about like movie magic and taking out our 4 bad shots.
Yeah.
We kind of forgot about that by this point. Those were very not ideal, we'll say.
It's late in the video. Nobody's watching now anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Right?
Something about unlucky 13?
Hopefully. This is a tricky green too. There's not a lot of grass. It's hard ground. Kevin is parked on his shot. I tried to run this a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of slopes away right behind those bushes. You can't really see it from the fairway. Kevin, very proud of this second shot.
No, yeah.
Very understandable.
14 here, we had a pretty stout headwind. I'm going with a pretty stable Raider, and I just threw it on a good bit of hyzer. I was really worried about getting there, because in this wind, it's tricky to get that distance. But
yeah, and it plays a little bit uphill, too, so the tee sign says like 406 or something, but I bet it plays, I don't know, maybe 410, 415 or so.
I mean, you would know.
I would know, as someone that has this hole clearly dialed.
That is parked.
I do this on command. Can we delete that part of the video, please? I want people to think that I could do that every time.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
Kevin threw this a little bit high. I believe this is a Ballista Pro. And he ended up just pin high left. Temp here heard this was a distance hole, so he smashed it.
I think this is that same Raider from holes 4, 5, and then 6.
Same line, too.
Right. Very far, turned.
That was going like 480, 500 if it didn't hit those trees. The hole's only 410.
Right, nowhere near the basket, just very far.
Gosh, what a great shot.
Yeah. Kevin, I forgot we were playing doubles there.
This hole was really tricky. This is 15 in a headwind. Like usually I go like Maverick or even like a mid-range kind of hyzer flip works here. But you can't do that in a headwind.
No,
so
not easily.
You went Rive forehand. I went Evader and threw it like a Maverick. And then it flew like a Maverick.
Right.
And I just threw
Wonderful
it poorly. That was the luckiest kick.
Not luckiest kick
Yeah,
there.
Temp hit a tree probably like 80 feet short of me, but he threw what was a very similar line out of his hand. I don't know what disc this is from Kevin.
This is that same Ballista Pro.
Really? That just flew on hyzer, and now he's working it on that flex
Right.
line. Beautiful shot.
Learn your angles, kids.
Just pitching up with that
Look at
hybrid
that.
Warden. And you were trying to dunk this, right?
Sure.
Why not?
Well, yeah.
You failed, but like it's a
Right.
good shot.
Never had a chance,
Yeah.
but I tried.
Kevin here is probably 50 out.
Kevin is 0 out.
0 out, yes. Just pro side, low on the basket.
Jam.
Beautiful putt. That brought him within 1 with 3 holes left to play. We weren't worried,
No.
but like we were aware of the situation.
Right. Yeah, I think I think we had a 2-stroke lead for a little while, and we're just kind of cruising with that. Then they got it back to 1 on kind of a not. It's a bonus birdie. Hole 15
Especially
is
in
not
this wind.
easy. Yes.
So we're concerned, but like not really worried about it.
Right.
Aware, probably better. This one, this all had a right to left wind. You can see as soon as your disc gets out there, it starts bouncing.
Yep.
And everyone else's discs flew more stable, so I went with a little bit of a flippier Raider here. And that got the right side down, and it got out there, but I'm not really pushing the green in this wind anyway.
Yeah, this one is kind of just outside all of our ranges.
I was trying to imply that I would normally, but like I don't. I can't lie. Oh, almost spiked it in. They're kind of scrambling now because there's not a lot of separation left.
Right.
But solid pitch ups, not too concerning putts.
This is in such a weird range for me where it's like just outside jump putt range, but just inside a throw.
Just nose up, floaty.
Yeah. Putting her close.
I counted the other one as a 3, so this one was a 4, just to give us something.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Temp went with a thumber here, even though he's been solid with the forehand so far.
As you would on a pretty routine sidearm hole.
Kevin just crushed this. This was just far. This was down the hill, almost on 6's fairway. I went with that Fusion X Felon again, flipped it over a little too much. Had the distance mostly right, just turned it.
Yeah, I mean, if that comes out of your hand flat, that's probably parked. I went with the same Lucid X Evader.
Nobody really had a good shot on 17 off the tee, and Temp and I were about 70 feet out, straight downhill, tailwind putt. And I threw my putter, and it kind of had a couple wind bounces and somehow went in, so that would probably be my best shot of the day.
The turning point of the round for me was Kevin's putt on 17.
That tied it up.
Yeah, get all the way out of here. Kevin was right. Couple wind bounces and somehow went in is
Somehow.
absolutely the way to describe that.
Just miraculous.
The next turning point was short to follow with Danny's putt on hole 17, which really ruined morale.
Question for you, Danny.
Yeah.
How does it feel to actually kill 2 people with 1 frisbee, dude? What the heck?
We were lucky that you were safe because the T sign says water instead of the line that was painted there from the tournament before.
Yes.
So they were gracious enough to give it to us as safe. So I figured I'd take advantage of the situation and just jam like a 25-footer
Directly in their face.
directly. That felt pretty good. So we're playing to the long pin here. This is a par 4. The first shot, you're just trying to get kind of to that flat ground back there. Your forehand was pretty good, a little short, but pretty solid. Kevin is short left there, but still in line with the line that you're trying to throw.
Yeah, the first one, like you'd said, is just kind of all about position. You want to put yourself in a spot to be able to get up and down.
So they're playing Kevin's here, and they're trying to just keep it on hyzer, and that gets a little too straight. Because the basket is probably 60 feet right of where they're trying to skip. This looks so good. Just a little straight, too. A little more stable disc, and that's perfect.
Yeah. I'm going with Lucid X Justice to make sure that I can't reach those trees.
It's a good call. The only one so far to not reach the trees. And that ended up being 20 feet.
Yeah.
I went Lucid X Felon. I was trying to push it a little bit closer to the trees and paid the price.
You got closer to the trees.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Kevin and Temp have to make this to force us to make ours.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, we'll go to a playoff.
Playoff.
Just left it left.
I figured I'd give Kevin another chance.
Yeah, I was going to put that one in,
Right. If he made it, then fine, we'll count it.
but no. So we're left with only about 20 feet or so to wrap it all up.
Bang.
Given how the round went today, I think if the wind is down a little bit and Temp gets more than one round in per year, we definitely have a better chance at beating them next time.
There's no doubt in my mind that there will be a rematch, and I will be coming back.
Hey, thanks for watching this video, guys. Make sure to subscribe and let us know down in the comments what other departments you think should duel each other, even if it's not me and Anthony. If there's just other departments that you think we should film and that would be funny, let us know. We'll catch you next time.